ladies and gentlemen, and this is episode 4 of, well, I was about to say Pokemon, of Sailor Moon Crystal, and this one had to deal with Masquerade. This one actually is the first one where we didn't even get to meet anyone new for the Sailor Scouts, in the Sailor Scouts team, even though now they're called Sailor Guardians. But either way, yeah. So in this one, it's crazy that this is definitely not episode 4. It already demonstrated that Sailor Mercury was introduced in episode 8. Episode 8, and Sailor Mars was introduced in episode 10. As soon as you go through that, it actually goes all the way to episode 22. Yes, an original countdown is episode 22 that this one is based on. Even though it's based on the manga, not the anime. But I'm just saying, when it comes to comparing this, you actually will have to look at episode 22. And in episode 22, it actually was called Romance Under the Moon, Usagi's First Kiss. But as for us who saw it in America and remember it in our childhood, it actually was called Worth a Princess Ransom. And it was actually episode 18 for us, meaning that there was, before all that, we actually had like a few episodes missing. I guess in a later video I would talk about the missing episodes, and technically I don't even see what the problem was. But whatever. Some kind of regulation thing, everything going wrong and whatever. But anyways, so let me go with, oh man, I don't know how to go with this one. Excuse me. Let me just go with what the first one was, episode 22 of the original one, and then I'll go to the newest one. Even though it's all about the newest one, why not just go with this? So anyways, and the newest one, let me just check to make sure I have everything in order. I think I do. Alright, so in the newest one, basically you had Nephritos, or Nephrites, spirit, in quotations, a spirit, in quotations, which was able to possess a person. And the princess actually had brunette hair. And she was called Princess of the World of Diamonds, and she was called Princess Diamond. And it was Naru who was actually the key person that got possessed. Because in this one, they actually had a love story going on secretly. And basically Nephritos, or Nephrites, his plan was just basically to keep using this girl to do whatever he needs to do. Which in this case, he actually was using her to possess her, because in this version, Naru's mom or parents, they owned the diamond thing, meaning that they actually was the ones who were funding, or at least got to host this masquerade ball / presentation of the diamond. With that said, so basically he took that one, and yeah, he took over Naru, and Kunisite and Zoite. They basically were scheming because Zoite is a big crybaby. So what they basically were scheming on was just happens later on, which I'll explain at the end of the video, because there's a lot to explain before we go to, yeah, the next episode. I was thinking about maybe splitting it into two videos, but I'd rather just do it in this video, one shot, so no one's going to be like, whatever. Yeah, that's not an episode. We're not going to watch it. So it's just a good idea to throw this in there too, to make sure. But anyways, Ray, aka Sailor Mars, was tough on Sailor Moon, Serena. Yeah, she was kind of tough on her because, well, that's one thing different with this series. But anyways, let's continue on. So the article, so the dad gets to go to it because he has to do an article for it. And article meaning he has to take pictures and write about it. Or at least he has to take pictures of it. I'm not sure, but he has a photo. He has a camera with him. So Usagi does transformation on her own, which technically in the newest one in the episode, she does do it by herself too. So it's not really need to be pointed out. Meanwhile, Darien actually got the dream again, and yeah, he got the same dream. And I'm just skipping in through this. So, anyways, yeah, Usagi got her dress messed up because of two women. Yeah, in this one, there was two women who actually was laughing and stuff. The one woman who wasn't paying attention accidentally spilled her juice on it. There was no sorry or anything. They were just laughing and everything. Maybe they were drunk. So, let's see. Flash when he saw Usagi. Oh, okay, yeah. So Tuxedo Mask was there too. He found his way in. While I'll explain in the other one the deal with this one too. So, anyways, he had a quick flash as soon as he saw Usagi walking away, having to fix her dress up, and then after that, Usagi got pushed. Oh, okay. So I'm skipping around. Yeah. So basically, Naru was able to get through to the princess because she was like, I'm friends with her, and so she got in there, and then the princess got possessed. Princess kept running, took the big diamond, ran for it, and eventually she was halted by Usagi. Usagi got pushed off the ledge, and then Tuxedo Mask came to grab hold to the ledge, not ledge. Actually, he grabbed hold of her, and he was still up top. But the possessed princess also knocked Tuxedo Mask down there too. So I guess it's null and void when I actually said that the newest Tuxedo Mask is kind of not as strong as the original. I kind of forgot about the whole he was on the ledge part, so never mind when I get to that part. So anyways, Usagi's glove slip. It was Luna who threw the umbrella to Usagi, so that's who saved her in that one. And Tuxedo Mask was questioned by Sailor Mercury. Tuxedo Mask says he doesn't know who he is. He also says he might be an enemy, perhaps. I'm just paraphrasing, but still, that's kind of what he said. Ray gets to shine with evil. Oh, Ray gets to shine because now she actually was able to cast out the evil spirit, quote unquote spirit, that was within the princess. And then the princess faint after Luna spoke to her. Let's see. And between that, basically, they won against the spirit, quote unquote. And basically, this is like one detail that they didn't have in the newest one, is that it was 200 carat diamond. 2,000 carat diamond, sorry. Yeah, wow. And Usagi got drunk, and Tuxedo Mask laid her on the bench and kisses her, hoping the kiss would bring back his memory. And that's how episode 22 ended. It's just by that. With that said, let's get on with the actual episode everyone wants to hear about. Alright, so one thing I didn't mention, which I just put in here, but anyways, let's do this. So Luna checks on the Sailor Scouts data and then on the mysterious person, aka Darren. Even though Darren is just the American version of, Mamoru. But anyways, I just like to use Darien because it's just how I remember him by. So anyways, Usagi rushes to school, but in the previous version, I didn't mention this, is that Usaru is basically getting a heavy crush on Nephrite. Yes. And because of that, it's kind of slowing Naru down, and Usagi is waiting for Naru to snap out of it so they can go together, and they make it to school all right. But the newest one actually allows Luna to come with her. But I'm skipping a little bit. So it looks like it's the mom and not Luna who looks at the newspaper. Yeah, in the previous one, it was Luna who looks at the newspaper and says, oh, is this our princess? Is that the legendary crystal? Yeah, this time it's just the mom. And in the previous 22 episode 22, The mom wasn't even in there. Yeah, the mom was not even shown or mentioned. Heck, even the brother wasn't mentioned. Even in this new version of Sailor Moon, the brother is not really mentioned that much, but we did see him in the first episode. So, yeah. Anyways, all right, let's see. Anyways, oh, so there's a funny thought. The fact that she could use the pen and turn into a marathon runner, since there's a lot of traffic. In this one, they actually were very detailed in the fact of she's a queen. She has to have lots of guards with her. So that's why there's a big, massive traffic that's going on. Unlike in the other one, she basically has a few guards with her, but it wasn't really like truly, well, technically, yeah, it was secure. Yeah, there was a lot of security, because I'll get to that a little bit later. But anyways, it looks like Luna gets to stay in school. So Luna actually, for like 2 episodes now, maybe even 3, no, 2 episodes, Luna actually is with Usagi in school, which I would figure eventually the teacher is like, what is this doing here? What is this cat doing here? This cat shouldn't be here. You know better than that. Yeah, and then, yeah, you'd figure eventually the teacher would say something about that. Well, anyways, so Princess D. Instead, they go with Princess D, and she's the princess of Kingdom of D. So, yeah, it's interesting. Instead of saying Diamond, they say D. I have no idea why they're going to hide it, but maybe it's just a nice nod to actually say, yeah, remember the series. We remember it. Even though chances are the manga actually did have Princess D or Princess Diamond in there. Alright, next up is just Naru. Naru is just a minor character these days. Yeah, in the first series, which I'll give you a rundown after this, but the first series, she actually was a main character for most part of it. Yeah, she was really a main character for like most of them. Until like at the end of season 2, I bet. Well, anyways, Usagi got detention, unlike the first go round, but this time she actually does get detention, but not for the cat. Instead, she got detention for sleeping, because she stayed up all night. And now Luna has to get Ray up to speed on everything. In fact, you have to protect the princess. Also, the power has been sealed, and the princess is hidden somewhere. And you have to look for the legendary crystal. If all the Sailor Scouts or Sailor Guardians are together and have been revealed, then the power is unsealed, and ta-da, we find the princess. Meanwhile, since Usagi was playing a video game instead of listening, Luna actually punishes in quotations the fact that she has to hit her in the head saying, come on, man, get your game together. You have more important matters than a video game. But anyways, the guy who is a classmate of theirs, well, of Usagi and of Amy, he actually is a very minor character, because he also had a part to play in the video, not in the video game, sorry, in the series as well. Even if he was comic relief, he technically was kind of a main character. Now he's like a minor character. They're using him just in case they need to do something, which I guess technically he is still a minor character either way. Alright, let's see what's next. Oh yeah, the princess is blonde instead of... Yeah, so in the first one, the princess actually is a brunette. But in this one, she's actually a blonde. Yeah. Good little side note. The amazing part is that, unlike what happened in the first series, you actually have... Excuse me. Gee whiz. You actually have all of the bad guys working together, actually doing teamwork stuff, instead of being like, I'm getting the crystal for her. Oh, I'm getting the crystal for her. So yeah. Well, technically, in the first part, it was more like getting energy, and in the second part, it was getting energy along with getting the diamond. Yeah. Anyways, so the dad turns out to be an interviewer and not just not a photographer, which I guess technically it's the same deal. It's just that this time there's no camera where the dad's like, "Oh no, the film is ruined," or "Oh no, the camera, it's been smashed." Yeah. All right. Anyways, Usagi has different dresses on when she does the queen transformation. Instead of having the white dress she had in the original, she actually now has pink. Another good side note. And this one, they all snuck in. They actually were able to sneak in, while in the original one, the security was so maxed out, I guess you can say, is that they actually had a list. And if you weren't on the list, then you're not getting in. But Usagi actually told him, "I am the princess of Ivanloskia." I guess that's what she said. And basically he was like, "Huh?" And she just kept walking. So, yeah. And I think that's what she said. If not, it's close to it. So don't go in the comments and saying, "Oh my gosh, it was da-da-da-da-da, not Ivanloskia." Anyways, it looks like Ray gets to have a little... She shows a little of her hot-headedness, but not so much. Yeah. So they really dialed back, like I said in the previous video, they really did dial her back some when it comes to her hot-headedness. Which is kind of sad because that was part of her character. That was part of her personality, is that she was a hothead. And now she's just... I don't know. Anyways, instead of two women, it was a couple who spilled their drink on Usagi, which it was kind of messed up. I think this time she kind of said she's sorry. I think she kind of did. Oh, anyways, while she had to go to clean up the mess, she accidentally dropped her handkerchief, and Tuxedo Mask found it. And Tuxedo Mask goes to Usagi, and they actually danced, and it looks like Tuxedo Mask shows the fact that he has some smooth suaveness, smooth operator. Yeah, but Luna scared him away because, well, like her freaking computer says, it doesn't know who he is and could be a potential threat. So with that said, the princess... Just like in the previous one, the princess showed her self-esteem issues. The fact that she said that she's just an accessory and the diamond is the real reason why everyone's here, and etc., etc. But this time, instead of Naru actually coming in, because Naru is not even there whatsoever. Yeah, instead, it was just Naito. I mean, sorry, not Naito. Nephrite, who actually disguised himself as a woman, and he went into the room, snuck into the room, and did the whole possession on Princess D. Amy and Rai was there when he actually possessed her, unlike when he came to Naru, no one knew. But you got to see that she looked different. Yeah, she actually had purple skin when she was possessed, or when they were possessed. And it shows this time too, I think. But anyways, Princess D attacked people just like in the previous one. Princess D knocks over Usagi, but this time not Tuxedo Mask. Sadly, Tuxedo Mask, he's not exactly weak than the previous counterpart, but I think he technically is slow because he didn't catch her on the ledge, but instead he had to jump off the ledge to catch her. Yeah, so I guess technically you can say he is kind of slow. He's quite slower than his previous counterpart. Just a little bit, not a lot. Yeah, not a lot at all, just a little bit. Well, anyways, so instead of Luna, who saves the day by throwing the umbrella, it looks like her pen saved them. Yeah, the pen actually summoned the umbrella. And wow, the tiara from previous actually does get burned, so the tiara actually does get battle damaged. Interesting. So now she summoned a brand new tiara, and this time this new tiara actually has more power than the previous one, and it has a brand new move that none of us ever seen whatsoever from the anime. She actually can do Moon Blast, which I just took it from what happened in what happened in Pokemon. Yeah, so the newest Pokemon move that you can get from a fairy type is Moon Blast, and Moon Blast packs a punch, so why not actually name it Moon Blast as well, even though it's not really called Moon Blast, it's called something else, chances are. But yeah, it shows that Ray didn't win this time. Yeah, this time it was Moon Blast that took Nephrite out of the princess and turned her back to normal. But he basically disappeared a little bit out of the distance on a rooftop and showed the 3 other members of the crew and showed that this time the bad guys have their crap together. They're not going to do infighting. There's not going to be anything truly going to break them up like previous. So that's what it seems like for right now. And the weird thing is that there's no checking on the Princess D to see if she's actually their princess, which is kind of odd. I guess they only came there for the diamond. Anyways, the diamond is a bit different from the previous one. The previous one, it was kind of a little bit bearish, while this one actually shows the girl as is, or basically maybe it showed her as a chibi, and then the newest one actually showed as an actual glass figure. And I guess it ends with this: the fact that Usagi fell asleep in her Sailor Moon costume, in her Sailor Moon uniform. That is crazy. And then Tuxedo Mask comes in, kisses her, but Luna comes, stops him. Well, actually stops him after. But then she tries to interrogate him, and he just says he might be the enemy since they're going after the same thing. And in comes Sailor Jupiter. Alright, that's it for the 2 episodes. That's it for the 2 episode comparisons. And now here is the thing that I have to say, because if I do it in the next one, it will be quite long. So anyways, as you guys can see, Sailor Jupiter has been introduced. And previously from Sailor Mars being introduced, which that was from 10 all the way to 25. Yeah, 26. So that means that there is at least 16 episodes that they actually skipped, besides the one that they actually did choose. So let me just give you a rundown of the episodes that they skipped. They skipped the one in the theme park. They skipped the one with them on the cruise for lovers. And the cruise ship actually is a broke down one, but someone used magic, dark forces to make it look new. Jedi dies. Nephrite starts, and his first victim was a tennis player who is Naru's big sis, in quotations. Next up is Captain Planet / the Gardener, who he uses for energy peak as well, and he's actually able to control the garden because, well, there's a garden or a park that they have that's going to get closed down and demolished, but he's going to try to protect it. And, well, as you can see, it kind of went wrong. Next up is the wedding dress contest, which it dealt with a teacher, and the teacher basically went crazy as well. All of them basically do. Next up is models, and you had the camera boy who took pictures of everyone, I guess you could say. Basically, he's a good photographer, and he cursed the camera. And every time he took a picture, basically the person of the picture gets caught in the camera, or in the, you know. Next up is Nephrite looks for Sailor Moon. He sends fake love letters to mostly all the girls. And this is when technically Saru started liking him ever since he first was introduced. But he actually came out with another persona which called Masato Sanjon. I think that's how it was. Yeah, so he basically showed himself as that, and that was his human disguise name, just like what basically Tuxedo Mask has in this new version. So yeah, and this episode is basically there's a romance blossom from Naru, and there was a nice fight that happened in a mall, which that was kind of good. Next up was the one which I wish they actually would reconsider before they skip it, but sadly they're going to skip it. It's Vacation at the Creepy Mansion. Yeah, and this one actually didn't even have Nephrite in this one. In this one, it was just the fact that there was a hotel full of people dressed up as monsters, and it turns out that one of the tenants of it, I guess in quotations, is actually a young girl who does have psychic abilities. Next up is studio/anime artist, and of course she has to have her energy peak, and he gave her technically he took her pencil and cursed it, which I bet everyone wants that pencil because it actually grows forever. It never actually gets reduced. And of course now it's episode 22, the one that they chose to do. Alright, after that is the monster / this is all the stuff I already told you. Alright, next up is just the last two. Is Naru falls in love with Nephrite. Truly falls in love with him. And then Nephrite dies due to a backstabbing by Zoite. Yes. Yeah, that really happened. That actually really happened. And there was a dark crystal. So it's unknown when they actually will introduce the dark crystal because, well, I think they have to do it. They have to introduce Dark Crystal because they have the whole 7 people were once monsters and then they got reincarnated in human, and enter Sailor Jupiter when the guy she actually has a crush on actually is one of those monsters, and sadly he turned her down because he's like, I don't date tall women. That's just funny. But anyways, yes, this is about it. This is everything you need to know so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. And down below, you basically will get the link to see it for yourself, and you also get to see for yourself the original episode. It wasn't based on it, but it actually is like it. Alright, I know it's based on the anime. I mean, they're basing it on a manga this time. I understand. Alright, I'm just saying that when it comes to comparing them, episode 22 is just a good one to actually look at and see the difference between them, because it's good to see 2 different adaptations of it instead of just saying it's anime. Yeah, I want the one that's based on a manga. Yeah, so thank you for listening. I am webbing out of here, and please subscribe if you want more, and also like this. And if you have any comments, definitely give it, because hey, I'll always comment back. See you later, and peace out.